So today we will be talking about what do we trade and when do we trade it. The futures market is open 23 hours, 5 days a week, but we don't want to glue our eyes to the charts the whole day. We want to trade at the times where there are the most likely moves of the days. And here the keywords are sessions, and then the different markets have their own unique flow, of course. For the purpose of this mentorship, I have a dedicated watch list with the index, NQ and ES, and the metals, silver and gold. And here we will be talking about when to trade. And for that, we will be jumping. We're just going to stay at first on the silver market. Okay. For this purpose, the markets are of course ever evolving, and you will always have a change of narrative depending on global politics and different stuff that's occurring. And when we look at silver, we got this monumental historical price run. And when you see that something like this is developing, then of course you try to bank on this opportunity and just ride the wave as long as the wave is even going. And in the month of November, December, I earned a lot of money by just trading almost exclusively silver and gold. And every day I just woke up and waited for a chance to long the markets. I looked, of course, on the lower time frame for my chances, and yeah, it was over a span of 2 months just making straight up good money. And then Top Step decided to prohibit some trading in the metals. Then other firms followed them, and the fun party dried up a little bit. But that's not the lesson of today. So you have to identify the narrative of the markets and then just seize the opportunities. Here, for example, what I've told you, when you see whatever market it is, like of course, for example, here before Nasdaq reached the top here and is now like in a big accumulation, we also had like a monumental run from the tariff dip, boom, straight up recovery and shooting up. And then you just try to ride the wave. Now we see, okay, we are in accumulation. So in our head, we activate the accumulation playbook, and we are waiting for some kind of breakout. We have now the edges, top of the range, bottom of the range still intact. And then we will see, once we break out of some way, we could get some more sustained moves. Okay, that's the first point. You can look at different markets, of course. There are, as already explained, many different tickers. Maybe at some point there will be like a monumental oil run again, for example. Oil is in general in a big accumulation also. But as you can see, that was like COVID, where the oil went negative, and then it was just straight up longing. In this area I did not trade. This was not my, here I wasn't even day trading, but just as another example, boom, go to trash. Okay, that's the general words in identifying overall market trends. Then, of course, as intraday trader, we have our different sessions. For that, I'm gonna activate the sessions indicator. Boom. We have the Asia session, the London session, and the New York session, and each session has their own unique characteristics. For example, we are starting at the beginning of the day. This is the Asia session. I hear some weird sounds. Hopes nobody comes and tries to rob me. Okay, we're starting with silver, and the Asia session brings very often clean or big moves in the metals. You know, for the purpose of this session drawing limit, we'll just make 50. So we see 50 historical days as sessions. And then, for example, I see here in Asia big move like London lame, London lame, London lame, Asia move, Asia move, Asia move. London was also good here, yeah, but Asia move, Asia move. Here's some clean move. Asia move, Asia move. Here's some Asia moves. Asia move. And you can do that for yourself, of course. No? You can do it any market. You display different sessions and then you just identify for yourself, okay, where do I see my chances? And when we go, for example, Asia session in the NASDAQ, then you can see like, okay, trash. What range do we have here? Trash, trash, trash. Here was one good, two good, trash, 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 trash. And yeah, for me, I just identified if I'm at the charts to this time, I will look and trade metals. I am in Asia, so the Asia session for me is in the morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And so this is the time where I can comfortably sometimes sit on the charts and trade. Okay. Then we can, so we note for ourselves, okay, Asia session, if we want to trade it, we trade the metals. Where can I note that down? Where can I note that down, down, down? Why does it not appear? Ah, okay. All right. There we have it. GC is gold, SL is silver. And then in the Asia session itself, we can look a little bit more in detail. Let's take gold for this purpose. And I have the Asia session as 20 to 0 in New York time. And then you see like here's 18 GMT. Also 18 o'clock New York time is daily open GMT. And then you see the price developing, and then when the session starts, we get some moves. Here the same, day opens, session starts, we get some move. Of course, sometimes you have like, this is from the weekend, then over the weekend some things occur, market opens, and then of course you get the first big reaction after the weekend, reacting to whatever happened. But here also, day opens, accumulates, then some kind of move. Of course, it's always depending on the day, what happened, and so forth. Here daily open, and then at the Asia session breaking out. Here a little bit earlier, but with the Asia session also good movements. Daily open, Asia session, movement. Okay, I think the case is clear for Asia session, the timing and when to trade and why focus on the metals to this session. Okie dokie. Then we have the London session. The London session I have outlined as 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. in a 4-hour block. So if you see the timing from 2 to 6 a.m., this in general is also a H4 candle. When I switch to 4-hour candles, we go somewhere here, and then we see, for example, here this little candle 2 to 6 a.m. This would be like the London session. If we go inside it, then we see like cookie complete trash, because we are still on the metals. Now we are switching. Boom. London session in general also does not bring the biggest moves, but it does deliver some moves. When I look at the London session, as already explained, I look at it in a block of 2 until 6. The first hour, this 2 p.m. hour, I see as the pre-London. Then 3 a.m. is like the liquidity injection. That's how I would call it. Ne? Then you have the ongoing hours until 4, 5, and then until 6 to end the session. Okay, this is just to give like a basic outline how I see it. And if we then jump a little bit further into the chart, and then we can see, okay, 2 a.m. opens, a new H4 candle forms, and we have some kind of move, retest of the daily open. I think it was yesterday, no? Yeah, because yesterday in general brought a pretty nice trade and move. If we look at this little price piece, we see, okay, 2 a.m. open of the London session, going up, breaking down, retesting the daily open. We see we get some support, break below it and break above. What do we see here? At the key level, daily open, we see a market structure shift and we're going up. In the end, forming here relative equal highs, which gets swept in the end. What we also see is the 3 a.m. liquidity injection right here was a straight push down. 3 a.m. opened, liquidity, boom, straight push down, no counterpart movement, retesting and then going back to the 3 a.m. open and then structural retest pushing upwards. So in general, this was a pretty nice price action. For me, which trade would I have taken? This would be like somewhere around here, going long, because of the reasons outlined, retesting the daily, getting bullish momentum, having the 3 a.m. open without any counterpart, and yeah, that's for that. And then we can look at another London session here, also 2 a.m. opens, and then we have here 3 a.m. open, and then with some time passing, 3:45, we get the move. And then here 2 a.m. open, some time passes, here after 3 a.m. we get some move, 2 a.m. open, after 3 a.m. move, 2 a.m. open, here the move comes earlier. Of course, it's not like a 100% given always, but 3 a.m. you get some move. So, okay, the learning is, look at London session starting with 2 p.m. because a new hour, a new H4 hour candle starts. Then look for the first opportunities, and if you don't see anything or find anything, then the 3 a.m. candle or the 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. hour very, very often delivers some kind of move, and just try to get a base hit. And yeah, that's for the London session, but also down, you see, not like the biggest moves always, but here like after 3 a.m. you get a big move. Here again, after 3 a.m. you get a big move. After 3 p.m. you get the biggest move. After 3 a.m. you get the biggest move. Okay, and of course this is your due diligence to do that yourself with the desired market. But yeah, of course you're here to learn, and that's how I see and how I do it. If I decide to sit at London session, I say, okay, 2 a.m. I start looking a little bit, and then 3 a.m. and if I don't see any good move developing, I just ditch it. I don't really like trading the London session. It's just if it's offering itself. For example, I'm just chilling, watching my phone, and then I see like, oh, okay, maybe I should sit down in the London session because the market gives me the structural opportunity, and then I sit down and I hunt for my chance. And then of course we come to the final product, the New York session. This is the regular trading hours. Why regular trading hours? Because it displays the New York Stock Exchange Open when all the market participants join, and as the RTH says, the regular trading hours, it's not electronical trading. Here everyone joins the party until the market close at 4 p.m. and yeah, so the index NQ and ES are the most liquid at this time, and then I've cut the time of the New York session into the first hour to display the initial balance. The initial balance is just the first hour of regular trading, and it displays the market trend of the day and gives you a very good outlook of what to expect as the next move. And of course the session is a little bit longer. You could divide the whole regular trading hour session again in the New York morning session. Then you have like 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. is often referred to as the lunch hour. And then you have the PM session, and yeah, for the purpose of this video I will do this for a moment. I will take this out, I make the lunch and this one. Where is lunch? Show me lunch. Okie dokie. And exactly, okay, but I'm gonna put the whole chart on again. Okay, so we have the New York morning session, lunch session, and the New York PM session. And then again, you can go and look, and then of course you will see like that the AM session most likely offers the most opportunities, the most liquid opportunities. But then you see in general that you have like a lot of trading occurring inside the regular trading hours, many good chances to trade. And that's why I also like to focus on the Nasdaq, because in general you have many opportunities in a day. And okay, my focus on the Nasdaq is just the New York AM session, because you have just that much mental capacity to sit at the charts. That's why I like to divide it. For example, in the morning, taking a metal trade, then going by my day, and then at night, looking again for a chance in the Nasdaq or the ES, but just 1 to 3 trades, whatever occurs, and then I'm done. And then I'm happy, and I don't try to trade longer and longer and longer. You will learn that by yourself. Limit yourself in the risk management, time management, trade management. You have to be disciplined, otherwise you won't get very far, because overtrading kills all your process and all your gains, and then you lose confidence, and then you question yourself, and then all goes to zero. And I think of course we're gonna do the little summary again. So we have the different sessions. We are gonna take a text as the final conclusion. Why does it always start down there? Man. So Asia, focus, GC, SI, 20. I have a Thai keyboard, so I'm a little bit confused. Forgive me. London is flexible. It's like the 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Focus on 2 to 3 a.m. Focus on those 3 hours. If you trade it here, you can be flexible. You can watch the metals or indices. Here it's just like watching the chart, looking, okay, what does offer me a good trade. And then the New York session, focus only indices and QES. My main focus, market open 9:30 until, let's say, 12:30, about 2 hours. There are plenty of opportunities. Of course, if you are later on the chart, you can look in the lunch session, you can look in the PM session. But here also, for example, if the market open 9:30 to 11:30 already delivered like the monumental move, then you can be certain that at one point the market will start to accumulate. So just bear in mind that you don't come later at the chart, you see, wow, the massive move, and then you try to chase it and end up in the resulting accumulation. Wet text. Okay, so this is basically what I do and what I focus on. Ne? The sessions as outlined, what hours are important for me. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this little video. And now I think we are ready to talk about price action and the real deal, the trading, what you are here for. But you have to understand everything around it, otherwise you will be lost in the sauce. Good. With that being said, I will jump into the next video. See you. Peace out.